Israel. We want to hear some words that inspire us to be able to push ourselves beyond our limits and inspire us. How do we figure out how to do things that are going to take us to the next level?
Thank you guys so much for having me. We're trying to figure out how, when, why, and where I was going to get there, but today we made it work. It was all so just a few words, and I should probably already apologize because over the years I've developed rabbi syndrome, which means once I start talking, it's hard to so I'll try my best, but just a few words. It says inside of the prophets, inside of the Navi, it says that Hashem is at one point screaming at the Jewish nation, telling them that I don't want your Rosh Chodesh, I don't want your Shabbos and your Yamim Tovim. Hashem says, I don't want your sacrifices. I don't want your korbanot. And the question is, why is Hashem saying this to us? He commanded us to do all these things. Why is Hashem telling us that He doesn't want these things from us? It says in another place in the prophets that Hashem says that my people suffer for lack of knowledge. There's a certain idea, a certain knowledge that we're supposed to have, that Hashem is saying that because as a result of this knowledge, there is Yisurim, there's suffering amongst the people. And the question is, Hashem, what are we supposed to know? What are we doing that we're not supposed to be doing? What are we supposed to be doing or not doing that we should be doing? Hashem, what is it that you're asking from us? This idea that the tzaddikim may bring, that this knowing, that Hashem, this knowledge that we're supposed to have, as a certain knowledge of which represents Kirvas Hashem, closeness, that we know Hashem. Hashem says that it's not enough for us to go out and to have the externals of things. Hashem says that I want your heart. I want that your heart is with me. This is the idea that Hashem is asking from each and every one of us. The knowing is that my people, they suffer because they don't know me. They don't know me. So our responsibility and why Hashem put us in this world is in order to know Hashem more. This is the whole purpose, whole tactics of the whole entire world, is that we should know Hashem even more. The only problem is that when it comes to knowing Hashem more, it puts us in very uncomfortable places. Because for most of us, I don't know about you, but for my life, I was in a different world where I had my own comfort zone. I was comfortable amongst the people I was around. I was comfortable around the people that I knew. But the moment that I started to realize that, hey, there's Hashem in the world, and I started to chase and run after Hashem, it took me through a certain series of times where I felt very, very uncomfortable, out of my box, until Hashem became my ultimate comfort. The reason why is very interesting. I had a friend years ago. He asked the Rebbe. He said to him, he says, "How could Hashem ask us to, or tell us, command us that we love Him? We say in the Shema every day that, and you shall love Hashem with all of your heart. Like this is a commandment. He didn't say maybe you should. It's a good idea. You know what I mean? Talk to my people. They'll talk to your people. You can sign up for this. Hashem didn't say that. He's commanding us to love Him. So my Rebbe's answer was, it says the reason why we are able to be commanded, because we read right before that the Ahavas Olam, that Hashem loved the world. And first we read about what Hashem does. Hashem is saying that, listen, I'm laying it all out on the line. I'm giving my all to you. The only thing I ask in return is that you give your all back to me. That you give your all right back to me. So in Kabbalah, I'm not going to go very, very deep in this. It's a certain abstract idea about when Hashem wanted to create the world, and wanted to create all the creation, that before we know that the prophet says that Hashem's kavod fills the whole entire world. There's nothing else but Hashem. That's all there is in the world. It's all Hashem. So Hashem, the Kabbalim bring, and some of the Sepharim bring an idea called Tzimtzum, where Hashem is sort of subtracting Himself a little bit in order for the rest of the world to have existence. Hence, Hashem, in order for all of us to be here, Hashem made Himself a little uncomfortable. He made Himself a little uncomfortable, that He had to subtract some of Himself in order for all of us to have an existence. And Hashem is asking from all of us, is that I want you to be a little uncomfortable. Why? Because I put it in your DNA. Who is your father? Avram Avinu. It says on Avram Avinu was one. He was one. He stood on one side. He was called Ha'iri. Why? Because he crossed over. He was on one side of the world, and the rest of the world was on the other side. He was the only one who believed that Hashem was one. Hashem Echad. There was only one God. He stood up against the rest of the world. Now, can you imagine? Be a human, because we're all human here. How many times Avram Avinu thought he was crazy? How many times he thought he was nuts? The rest of the world believed there was many different gods and many different... But Avram Avinu was standing and it was only him, and you had the rest of the world on the other side. Avram Avinu, because he crossed over. He was an Ivri. He was on the other side. Because Avram Avinu understood and he knew that there's a reason why I'm here in this world. There's a reason for creation. He went out and he saw that there must be a creator. There must be something. There must be someone. And I'm willing to get uncomfortable to be comfortable. And Hashem puts us always in those type of situations. And sometimes, I tell you myself, I had a major decision to make. And this decision, now, if I would have wrote it out and I would have wrote, the rewards and benefits,